Toxic people hate you because they hate themselves. And not only that, they hate you because they feel powerless, but they want to feel powerful. And that is where you come into the picture. By hating on you, it gives them a false illusion of power because it distracts them from facing harsh truths about themselves, as well as from their self-hatred, their insecurities, their jealousy, and their own misery, and their own powerlessness and victimization, and as well as their ignorance, their pride, their ego, and the lies and excuses that they have been making by projecting everything onto you. And of course, you are their punching bag. They take their pain and their insecurities out onto you. They need an outlet. That's where you come into the picture. Because they internally feel like they're not in control, they feel powerless and victimized, toxic people use you as a form of control so that they feel in control, so that it gives them a false illusion of power. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sweet and Savage Show and another episode of the Step Into Your Power series. Narcissists believe that other people are responsible for regulating their emotions. For example, if a narcissist is going through a hard time and they see you doing something that goes against the role that they wanted you to be in, guess what they're gonna say? Oh my gosh, see, you are the one that's making me feel bad about myself. That is the reason why toxic people get so pissed when you develop your own sense of self, because it is you going against the role that they wanted you to be in, as in you no longer being the puppet, as in you letting go of their control and the power that they had over you. And toxic people want that. They crave that. They cannot live without that. It's their supply, so-called narcissistic supply. And now this is the reason why you are discarded or hated or bullied or called all sorts of things. Not only because you're triggering the F out of them, but also because they hate the fact that they can no longer control you, manipulate you, and have power over you. Moving on to the next point, which is they use you as their punching bag. Because of that, which is the reason why toxic people stir drama with you to spice up their life. Because they need a distraction from everything that they are running away from. They can also hate you because they see that you are succeeding and have a lot going on in your life, while their life feels boring or miserable. If somebody doesn't want to face themselves and harsh truths about themselves, just ignore the way that I said that word, okay, whatever. Their pride, illusion, ignorance, their own lies and excuses, of course, that person needs a distraction to feel better about themselves. Whether that distraction is them having an addiction of any form, or that addiction is through their narcissistic supply that comes from them wanting to have control and power over other people. So this is where you come into the picture. They use you to distract themselves from facing everything that they are running away from, that they refuse to take responsibility for. And you, being the embodiment of truth, triggers the F out of them. They hate you because you are triggering the very truths, about themselves that they are so committed to be in denial about. And which is the reason why they project all of their worst traits onto you. I had a toxic person tell me that I am selfish, that all I care about is myself. This is projection. Anything that you don't want to face about yourself, you will be projecting that onto other people. They convince you of doing the same things that they are doing themselves. But in this situation, the toxic person tried to project their worst traits onto me because they didn't want to admit this about themselves. Toxic people also hate you because you are triggering their belief system. So, for example, they are triggered by the way that you choose to live your life. Maybe if they have been told their whole life that, oh my gosh, you can only live this way. You have to marry at this age. You have to have kids at this age. You need to do this and that for your career. And then you do something different. It is going to trigger the F out of them because they feel like, well, I didn't get to do that. I stuck with the rules. Why can't you be like me? They will feel resentful because they wanted to do that, but now that they are seeing you do that, it triggers the F out of them. It makes them feel uncomfortable. Imagine they're two friends and they both have the same dream. One of them decided to go after the dream by facing their fears, but the other friend literally is wallowing in their excuses, why they cannot do this, why they cannot do that. They're allowing their limiting beliefs to hold themselves back. Now, if that friend sees you go after your dreams, of course they're gonna feel uncomfortable, maybe even jealous about the fact that you are fearlessly facing your fears and limitations, the same fears that they are not willing to face. That's exactly also the reason why some toxic people will hate on you, because you're triggering just by the way that you choose to live, the choices that you make, the way that you see the world, and even when it comes to your values. I triggered the F out of some people because I became an ex-Muslim. And that is a very simple example. Just by you being your authentic self, other people are gonna feel personally attacked because it is as if you are questioning their beliefs, why they believe in the things that they believe in, just by you making certain different decisions. Here's a very simple truth that you need to understand when it comes to toxic people who hate you, people who are bullies, is the fact that a person who is happy within themselves, a person who loves themselves, a person who is comfortable within themselves, a person who is at ease within themselves will never go around and try to bring other people down. They will never go around and try to project their insecurities onto other people. I mean, obviously, because someone who loves themselves practices self-awareness as well. They are not happy within themselves. They don't love themselves. They have a war within themselves, and they try to take that out on you. None of their behavior is about you, but it's about them. And whatever is going on inside of them, and how they're feeling, and their jealousy, their insecurities, their self-hatred, that has nothing to do with you. Because anyone can feel jealous, but it's like, I can sit down and work through this within myself. But toxic people can't, which is the reason why they try to bring you down instead. It feels uncomfortable being around your presence. You are this light that is shining on their pride, their ignorance, their illusion, all of their lies and excuses that they're making that they don't want to face. Every time they see you, they interact with you, they think about you, it triggers them. It feels uncomfortable. So what do? They flip the switch and they try to make you feel bad about yourself instead to distract themselves from feeling this way. For example, they feel inferior next to you, so they will try to make you feel inferior next to them by trying to put you down. They feel ugly next to you, so they will try to make you feel ugly about yourself instead. Feeling extremely insecure about themselves and have a hell of a lot of insecurities, so now they want you to feel really insecure about yourself. And toxic people will be envious of every single little good thing about you, about your life. For example, you are smiling, you're happy, you seem very content and at ease with yourself. What do? They see that smile and they will say something negative to try to wipe that smile off of your face. They're going to try to bring you down so that you feel the same way that they feel, because misery loves company, as we know. And some people will not and cannot stand to see you being happy or at ease with yourself, because they're not at ease within themselves. Even when it comes to self-care, you started taking better care for yourself and your health. Well, guess what? It is triggering the F out of them because they keep making excuses about how they're gonna do this, but they don't. So you taking better care for yourself is triggering all of their lies and excuses that they have been making. Here they come trying to sabotage your routine and your habits. They're going to make certain mean comments about the way that you've been taking care of yourself, or how you're doing this, or why you're eating this, or why all of a sudden you have taken this new diet. You achieved something? Guess what? That's not enough. They are feeling jealous. Of course, they are feeling so bad they cannot see you win. They don't want to see you win because everything is a competition. Oh, you achieved something? Well, guess what? I did it before you. Because they feel inferior next to you or threatened by you or your potential, they will try to make you feel that way about yourself instead. By trying to achieve something before you, by trying to do this better than you, to make themselves feel better about themselves. It's as simple as that. Which is the reason why you shouldn't take anything that they say or do personally, because everything is about them and not you. Everything that they have done or said is not about you, it's about them. And bullies and toxic people, as in people with narcissistic personality disorder, are extremely insecure. But they will put up a facade pretending as if they aren't. Here are a couple of examples of bullies from movies and series who are extremely insecure. One of them being Regina George from Mean Girls. Another one of them being Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girl. I know I don't give a flying F if Blair Waldorf fans are gonna come at me. She is really insecure. We also have the bully from Stranger Things. I forgot her name, but here's her character, by the way. She's a bully. And of course, she's really insecure. She pretends to appear confident, but she is not. If this whole time you thought that bullies or certain toxic person or these certain toxic people were confident, well, sweetheart, you were fooled really badly because they absolutely aren't. In fact, they're more insecure than you. Yes, I said it because that's the truth. And they're really good at projecting onto other people, acting as if they're not the problem, that nothing is wrong with them, when that's absolutely not the case. Which is the reason why I hear some people say, oh my gosh, that character is so confident, when in fact that character is extremely insecure, is a bully, has narcissistic personality disorder, but because they're so good at pretending like they're confident, everybody believes them. It's like the charming, confident persona that they put on in public, while in private, they are projecting all of their worst traits and insecurities onto you. That is the reality. This is the truth that a lot of people don't know. I know what I'm talking about because I've been projected on a lot. And I thought that it was about me. I didn't realize the fact that someone was feeling jealous, that someone was feeling threatened by me and my potential and my confidence, because I didn't see my power, my confidence. Because I didn't see that when other people projected their insecurities onto me, I took that personally. But also because I didn't know the fact that they were projecting their insecurities onto me. A lot of people are jealous, were jealous of you. But maybe you didn't even realize that. You just didn't even bat an eye. You took their negativity personally, their projections personally. Well, now you know why you shouldn't. I just gave you multiple reasons why a toxic person or people hate you. Why they try to bring you down, why they call you all sorts of things. I hope that today's episode helped you to realize to not take anything that they say or do personally, because like I said, and nothing is about you, everything is about them. And realize there was never something wrong with you. You are never the problem. If there are certain things that you want to work on, then do that, because it will make you feel better. And that's how you will take your power back and become self-assured, confident, and learning how to accept and embrace and love yourself. Dealing with toxic family members and some of the things that they said in the past, there are certain things that used to bother me a lot. There are certain things that offended me a lot, but now it doesn't, because I am confident in who I am. And I feel at ease within myself, and I love myself, and I like myself. Why the hell should I try to prove you anything? Who are you? Like, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I don't need to prove to you anything. This was just an example that I gave you. This is something that I needed to work on, which is the fact that I no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. I want you to celebrate and embrace and accept and love all the aspects of yourself that they try to hate on, that they try to bully you for. For example, I'm an ex-Muslim, I'm a witch. Embrace your courage to be different, to be your authentic self. Embrace that you see things differently instead of shaming yourself for the differences that they try to hate you for. I embrace my differences and I celebrate that. Because this is how you take your power back. And something else that I do want to mention is that just because someone said something or acted in a certain way and it bothered you doesn't mean that you are not confident. Toxic people try to brainwash you to believe that you are too sensitive or that, oh my gosh, you are overreacting because they want you to tolerate their BS. To never feel guilty or ashamed for standing up for yourself and calling out their BS. So this is just a message that I wanted you to leave this episode with. I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know in the comments down below if today's episode really helped you in any shape or way form. I would really love to know that, and as well as your main takeaways and aha moments. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next episode of the Step Into Your Power series. Bye.